Hello, this is Tommy Gorman. I'm going to be speaking about my friend who he doesn't want to me to mention his name, so we will call him Anonymous. Coincidence. Anonymous, you guys kick ass with that whole picket, just so you guys understand. I appreciate your guys' whole organization of picketers and whatever else you want to call it. You guys really did a good job. I look forward to picking with you guys in the future, especially on our 100th birthday in San Francisco. My friend, he's a senior citizen. He used to work at a Class 5 organization for the cult of Scientology. And while me and my wife were suing Scientology, my buddy was still connected to me. That was off policy, so of course they wanted him to disconnect from me. That didn't happen, so they pretty much made him quit by reducing his pay to $12 per week, by treating him very unfair, by having a professional interrogator come into Scientology and actually interrogate him for hours at a time, having my friend do security checks constantly, asking him every possible question about me, and just driving him nuts. He finally ended up leaving Scientology, luckily, and I hope to get him out. And the lady's name is Darlean Bright, who was the director of special affairs, OSA. Her name for that would be, her title is DSA, and she was on a program to make this man disconnect from me. That never happened. She doesn't understand the qualities of friends or friendships. She doesn't understand it at all, obviously, because she's a Scientologist. And me and my buddy are good friends till this day. Scientology had her on a program to get him not to be my friend anymore, get him to disconnect from me, even after he got kicked out of Scientology. They had him sign a 5-page gag order so he could not communicate and speak about Scientology, or they will sue him. It was a whole legal document. He signed it out of fear and distress because he told me he did not want to be harassed by Scientology and didn't want to have to deal with the whole situation since he's in his later 60s. He is a handicapped man. He's a senior citizen. He's a vet. And he didn't want to deal with the situation, the problem. He just didn't want to have to be fair gamed. He's had tires slashed. He's had a license plate taken away from him off his vehicle. Weird incidents happening, and he just didn't want to deal with the consequences of what might happen or how they might go after his family. He was scared of that. So, unfortunately, the man signed a gag order, which is really horrible because he's a great guy and he has a lot of dirt on Scientology, and Scientology has so much to hide that they forced him to sign a gag order. Anyways, the lady's name is Darlean Bright. Her program was to make this man basically, be a good little Scientologist, or good little boy that would just not speak out, which she successfully did. And one of the ways she did that after they kicked him out was to get him to disconnect from me, which didn't happen, which is a good thing. But they sure got him not to be able to speak about Scientology. She would go over to his place every couple of weeks, trying to make him feel special, make him feel good, in the way that if anybody ever asked about her, he was supposed to say good things about Scientology. Good things about her. Well, when she figured that he no longer was a threat, then suddenly she kind of just didn't call him anymore for months. Well, after Anonymous pulled together this great picket and amazing protest and helped to get all the critics together and do this whole thing around the world, well, now, what is it? Not even a week later, Darlean Bright calls up my buddy and wants to take him out. Wants to hang out with him, supposedly. So, obviously she's a little concerned that maybe he'll become one of the guys that will come pick it. And she should be concerned because, those contracts are pretty much to scare you. A lot of it's bluffing, and it's not a legal contract in my opinion. So they just try to stop the free speech. It's not okay. It's wrong. And I won't stand for that bullshit at all. It's not okay. And so any of you guys that can help out, hopefully encourage this man to come out and speak out. It'd be great, because Scientology, in my humble opinion, protects rapists, child molesters, kills people. Lisa McPherson was murdered. And they ruin families every day, and they need to be stopped. And people need to be able to speak out. Scientology loves to stop communication, gag people with gag orders, threats. What kind of church sues people, harasses people, gets private investigators to interrogate people? No church does that. Scientology is not a church. Scientology is a cult, a dangerous cult that was started by a crazy con man named L. Ron Hubbard, who opposes psychiatry but died with psychiatric medication in his bloodstream. The drug was Visceral. There you go. Contradicts things. L. Ron Hubbard says that gay people are bad, they're sneaky, which they call 1-1. But he had a son named Quentin that was gay, who was at the top of the levels of Scientology, was a class 12 auditor, and he was gay, and then he killed himself. L. Ron Hubbard also had a son, L. Ron Hubbard Jr., that turned on him and started telling the true harms of Scientology. There you go. L. Ron Hubbard, I guess, pulled in what he deserves, and L. Ron Hubbard is obviously dead. So, there you go. This is Tommy Gorman speaking about Scientology, the evil cult. And I'll see you guys March 15th, or whenever that event is, in San Francisco. Let's get a big crowd together with Lawrence Wallerstein, my good friend who runs FAPNet. Let's make this stuff happen. I'll see you guys soon.